This
So
conference
please
will
provide
now
the
be
host.
recorded.
Okay. So so let's discuss that what we discussed as of now in our course. So we have discussed about the AWS system is completed, and the Linux we have discussed, and we have discussed about the DevOps point of view. Okay, we have discussed this Ansible, Git, and GitHub, and we discussed about the Docker is completed, and we have started Jenkins bit two classes we have discussed, and the Kubernetes is two classes. So few items pending in it. Okay, and other items are pending. Those are like Sonar Cube and pending ones. Tomcat and some HTTP server, Nexus, New Reliac, Terraform, and I could have these are pending along with shell scripting. Okay, so this will not take much time. Okay, so yeah, you can collect the sample resumes with the management. Okay, and maybe we have some uh, 1 10 days to 2 weeks time to complete this. So we can, yeah, these are just one 15 to 20 minutes tools only. We can discuss it today. So after that we can start Terraform, and we can see the projects on these concepts. Shell scripting we can have in a weekend. Right. So let me connect to the AWS account. So today we can see that Sona Cube along with Maven. So let me connect to my AWS account. Let me sign into the console. So EC2. Let me launch a Amazon Linux server. Okay, or we can take for the Maven installation. Okay, and so we can install Nexus. Okay, we have this setup configuration file. I will share with you. So this is Nexus. Okay, installation. So I will take some Ubuntu server. We can take bit older. Yes, 20.04, and the volume. I mean the RAM size. I would like to go with 4 GB. So number of instances are one. So within that only we can discuss the Nagios and the Nexus. Sorry, the Nagios file, and is my key file. I will use some 25 GB, and let me launch it. So it is my Nexus file, Nexus server. Okay, I will install Nexus, and also I will install Maven in this tool, in this server. So Maven is nothing but it's a build tool. It's a build tool. So Maven is nothing but a build tool. Nexus is nothing but a okay artifactory repository. Artifactory repository and as I told you, so there is other tools. So let's take it one by one. So Maven is a build tool and Nexus is an artifactory repository and Sonar Cube is nothing but a code quality check. Sonar Cube is a code quality check tool. Code quality check. Okay. And Tomcat is a web application server. Web application server. And we have this HTTP is also a web application server. Okay. Hypertext transfer protocol HTTPD server. Okay. It's a web application server, same. And we have this new Reliac. It is a new Reliac. It is a monitoring tool. Okay, where we can use it, we can discuss that. Maven is a build tool. So consider one example, right? So there is a simple Java application, right? So consider he's one of the developer. He started working and he started developing that Java files, right? So the Java files will have dot Java extension. Okay. So if you want to build, for example, this developer develops some 100 Java files, dot Java files. So the if you want to create any application with this dot Java files, you need to make these 100 files into one file. Make this 100 files into one file. It can be of var file, so like web archive, and it can be a dot jar file, Java archive. Okay, and it can be a .ear file, enterprise archive. Okay, so it can be three different categories, but the .java file should not be application. So we cannot access with application with this .java file. You should convert into var, jar or ear. You have to check all these files as a DevOps engineer, and you have to check this, take this code, and you have to copy it to the application server, and you have to make this class for .java files into .var files. So, so previously, with before this build tools, there are manual processes there, but the process will not be a consistent one. So there is a build tool is invented, that is Maven. Okay, you can document your steps, and you can, for example, if you want to use some third-party Java drive, Java plugins or Java related softwares, right? So within this application, you can download it from a Maven, okay, Maven repository. So the repository is nothing but one central place where all the uh, required files are there, right? So the Maven is a build tool having many advantages. So my server is created Nexus Maven, which is a Ubuntu server, right? So which is a Ubuntu. Let me connect to the server. So let me click on connect. So you can take this example command. My Yeah, here it is. So let me open the git bash. right? Just make it as a root user. So I would like to mention the host name of the server is some Nexus Maven. Don't provide space in that. Yeah, yeah. So this is my server, which is so the Maven is having the dependency. So you have to install, if you want to use Maven, you have to install Java. So Java is a dependency. So you can use any version of Java. For example, I want to first update all the packages, apt update -y. Right. So let's try to install the uh, Java. So you can install, I will share this command. You can install 11th version of Java, which will be applicable to anything. So let's try to install Maven. Also, you can use apt install Maven directly. Maven will have software, so we can directly install it. Right. Maven is a build tool. We install using apt install Maven. So let's try to install Java. So you can use apt install OpenJDK. Like, okay, OpenJDK is nothing but okay Java development kit. So you can install 11th version. So I'm installing wget and unzip softwares. So and also I'm trying to install OpenJDK 11th version. So the Nexus port number is 8081 and the Tomcat port number is 8080. Just note down, which will be interview question. Mostly you will get from all these tools except Maven. So the questions mostly will get the port numbers and the configuration files. Okay. And the SonarQube port number is 9000. Okay. So there will be different tools. We have New Reliac, we have Nagios. Anything is fine, good to learn. So let's start with this. Let's start with this Maven first. So what I told you, Maven is a build tool, right? So so Maven is having different advantages. First thing is okay. First thing is so right now in the market, not only Maven tool is there. So we have other tools or competitors like Ant, Gradle, okay, some etc. So the major tools are there in the market, but why Maven is uh, more more good? I mean, more members are using because Maven is first option is open source. The first advantage is open source. That means everyone can download and everyone can install. And it is having plugin support, so you can easily integrate For example, if you want to download the Docker plugins or any third party uh, testing related plugins, Selenium test cases, man, right? So the plugins are there. So open source plugins are there, and right, and you can document everything. What are the things you are using? You can easily document it. And just note down these are the main advantages of Maven. So Maven is having dependency. So you can install first Java and then you can install Maven. Okay, so Maven is having a dependency because Maven is mostly useful for Java projects. Okay, and the main important thing in Maven is repository. So the dependency is Java, and the most important thing in Maven is repository concept. The repository, okay, you can store or you can download your repositories. You can download it to local repository, central repository, and remote repository. So what is local, what is central, what is remote, we can discuss that. And also Maven is having important life cycle. Okay, we can call it as a Maven life cycle it is. So what are the code is developed by developers. You can you can make a application file with within a life cycle. We have the different life cycle phases. So repository is nothing but one central location. So we discussed Git and GitHub already, right? So right, so the repository is nothing but one place or one folder where you can keep all the important files. So Maven is following a life cycle. Okay, so that is you can validate your code first stage. You can compile your code. So compilation is nothing but making .java files into .class files. And we have test phase where you can test your code. Package stage where you can build this .var file from .class to .var file. So to the application file. And you can verify or you can integrate your code, integration testing. And the next is verification whether it is successfully good developed or not. And we have installation phase. We can install it into the application servers. So from this var file, I mean this all the var files should be installed in mainly used servers. For example, you have 4 or 5 servers, so you have to take this var file and you have to deliver it, right? So installation and deploying it. So same deploying installation similar. So you can deploy your code. So this is the main life cycle. Just note down in the interview they will ask from Maven the repositories and the life cycle. Okay, so just note down. right? So I hope you have written. So let's continue that. So we have some Maven examples to work with Maven. Okay, so let's understand var file generation. So meanwhile, let's check that whether Maven is installed and Java is installed. You can use Java hyphen version is the command. So Java is installed, right? Let's check that Maven is installed or not. Maven hyphen mbn hyphen version to check the Maven mbn hyphen version. So install 3.4 version of Maven. So we can use this simple Maven version example. So you can use this URL. I will share it to our chart. So yeah. So you can copy this URL. So Maven is having mainly dependence on the pom.xml file. So this source code is the code developed by these developers. You don't need to concentrate on this code because this is developed by developers. So as a DevOps engineer, you should use this pom.xml file. The pom is nothing but project object model. Okay, XML is a very type of file. So POM means project object model. Project object model. Okay. So you can use this URL where from this you can generate a var file. Project object model. Okay. So here you will mention which version of module you want to use and which version of var file you want to generate and which type of packaging method you want to generate, var file, jar file, or EAR file, right? Var, jar, or EAR. So you can mention which type of it is. And group ID is nothing but your project name. Artifact ID is nothing but your sub project name and which version of file you want to generate 0.0. Name of your project, again Maven generate where, right? So and you can add your dependencies, Spring Boot dependency required for this. So who will give this? So developers will give this deposit, I mean the dependencies. So where once you download these dependencies, so where you will keep it? You will keep it in your local folder, or we can say a local repository. You will download it from the remote and you will keep it to the local repository. So remote is nothing but your Apache Maven. So Maven is comes from the Apache company. We can call it as Apache Maven. Okay. So the project object model file, which is very important. So let me download this entire project code. You can use copy this URL. Okay. You can install Git as well. apt install Git. Install tree package also, which is very useful. Right now try to clone this URL, git clone and the URL. Okay, we can see Maven generate var file is generated. So let's go into that location. So this is your pom.xml file, right? So if you see your project code, entire code, so it is having source code repository location, having this .java files created by developers and these resources developed by developers, right? And you should generate the var file, right? As a DevOps engineer, right? From this code, you can use Maven. So you can use MVN valid. So different life cycles are there, right? Validate. It will validate the code. MVN validate. It will validate whether and it will download the files, repositories, like plugins from the repository. You can see it is downloaded from which location? HTTPS, right? So this is your remote repository. You can see https repo.maven.apache. This is the remote repository. So, but where all these downloaded? So these are downloaded from central repository, right? So you can say central remote, right? So this is downloaded from central, right? So, so remote is nothing but your company server where you keep all these dependencies. Central means directly from the Apache company, Apache Maven. Okay, and remote means few companies will have their own servers and they will save these important files. So Maven 2. So to which location you downloaded all this? So you download it to the Maven location. So let me do again. So if you run again Maven validate, does it download the things? No, it takes directly to the success. Why? Because so all these things will be downloaded to your system level. So system level which location? So which will be under .maven folder, .maven folder inside your user home directory. Here if you see cd dot maven m2 folder. So here the repository is there, right? Here if you see, let's go to .m2. Here you can see repository and here you can see some important files. So you are under root user home directory .m2 folder. This is your local repository. Next time onwards it will not download anything. First time only it will download to your /root.m2. If your user is root, it will download to root slash. If it is Raju, Raju slash .m2. So anyway, my files are under, right? So let me go to the folder Ubuntu folder cd home Ubuntu, right? Here my git maven var file thing is there. I validated my code. The next step is I need to, right? So compile the code. Okay, you can use mvn compile. You can compile your code. That means it will generate the, and it will download again important compilation related plugins. It is downloading. Let's wait. Right, it is downloading and the build is successful. So if you see current location, okay, earlier this target folder is not there. Now this target folder is there. So you can see, so important test cases are generated. Earlier this target folder is not there. If you see this repository, so does the target folder is there? If you see LL, so this target folder, no, because it you can see only git ignore, readme, pom.xml. So these files are only there, but this target folder is generated after creation of compilation, after running this mvn compile. So if you want to delete this target folder and generate the fresh files, you can run mvn clean. So it will remove this, it will remove that target folder. If you see target folder is removed. And if you want to freshly recreate it, you can use mvn compile again. And if you want to remove and recreate again, you can use mvn clean compile. So it is combination of phases. You are using clean phase and compile phase. It will try to clean and it will try to compile, right? So the target folder is again generated. So the next stage is you can package it. That means you will create a var file. So mbn clean package, or you can use mbn package. It will generate the var file. Okay, it will download required var related dependencies. Let's wait. Right, it generated a var file. Let me check this current location. You can see this ambient generate var file is created, and remaining jar files are dependencies. Those are also generated, and under which folder? Target. Okay. So anyway, so the var file is generated. What we will do basically? So we will copy this. We will copy this var file to the Tomcat server. So because where you will web application is running, the var file is the application file, you need to copy it. So what you have to do, you have to install Tomcat as well. So to install the Tomcat, you can follow these commands. So meanwhile, just note down the commands which I ran. So mbn compile, mbn clean compile, mbn package, mbn validate. Just note down those commands. So Tomcat is a web server, and also it is a container. Means that means it can contain the .var files. Okay, and the application files. And let me install the Tomcat. So I would go to some tmp folder, temp folder, and I will download the latest version Tomcat 10th version. Okay, zip file. So I used wget to download from the web. That's why I initially downloaded this wget and unzip software for unzipping the software. Okay, let me download it. So it is having some issue. Let me check this URL. Tomcat 10. Okay, let me take 10.0.27. So we will have this. Okay, Tomcat 10 under the Tomcat 20.7 under that binary, and you have different tar.zip files. So let me take any one. So let's go down. Yes, some 8.7 MB. So this should be fine. So or you can take deploy, not required. So you can go with this. Since it's the Linux, you have to take tar.gz. This one we can take it. Just copy the link address. Okay. So I will provide at the end Tomcat installation. You can use wget. This is the URL. Okay. So, and Tomcat also is having dependency Java. Anyway, we already installed Java. Okay, let me download. Yes, the file is downloaded, right? This is the main file you downloaded just now, and you have to extract this. So how to extract it? So you can extract with tar command. So what I want to do, I want to extract with the name. So I want to extract ZVF means. So I want to extract by seeing the verbose output with forcefully, and this is the file, right? Star means veiled character. It will take the same file, and I am extracting to which location? OPT Tomcat current location only. So this file should be renamed as Tomcat file. That's it. And by after extracting. So if you see, it's trying to extract. So no such file Tomcat. So you should create a folder first initially under temp location, OPT location, OPT/Tomcat. You should create a folder. So now we can try to extract. It is extracted. If you go to OPT location, so if you see here, there is your Tomcat folder. This is the main extracted file you extract. And after that, you can provide uh, read permission. This that means I'm trying to ownership. I'm trying to provide ownership to the Tomcat user to this OPT folder. So you can create a Tomcat user using user add Tomcat. Let me add some group as well. Group add Tomcat. Tomcat group is already there. After installation, it is created. Only thing, the user is not yet created. Now I provide the ownership for the owner and group to this OPT Tomcat folder. Okay, and let me provide execute permission as well for the Tomcat users bin folder. So chmod opt tomcat bin, no such file or directory. cd tomcat. Okay, you should copy all these files to the /opt tomcat. That is the main region. Okay, cd star r sorry, copy cp command cp star. I want to copy all these softwares to opt tomcat -r cp -r. I want to copy all the folders, subfolders. Yeah, this is the thing. So you don't need this. So, rm apache tomcat. So now if you do this run, if you run this command, if you didn't get any error, so because I moved all the ones. So now we are good with the process, right? So only thing you have to do within the server level, you need to open 8080 port because Tomcat is using 8080. So let's go into this security group, and you can click on edit inbound rules, and you can open, okay, custom TCP 8080 port, so which will be helpful to open Tomcat. So you install Tomcat, but only thing you have to start this Tomcat. So for that you have to run systemctl start Tomcat. So the service is not yet created. You have to create the service, then only you can use it. So let's try to do that. You can create a service. So you can use, this is the file I will provide our chart, the commands. So you have to create this file which will helpful. So I will provide the data as well. So this is the Tomcat file I created. Okay, and now we can load all the services using this command, and after that you can start your Tomcat, which can take some time. Let's wait. Let me restart this. Yeah, meanwhile it will take some time. So what we can do, we can install the Nexus as well. So Nexus is who is using the port called 8081 port. So you have to open 8081 as well. So let me open that. So the security group level, you can open Nexus port 8081. And anyway, we can open SonarQube port number as well. That is 9000. So this is for, okay, Sonar Q code quality checking, and this is your Nexus port number. This is your Tomcat port number. This is your SSH port, right? So if you want to use HTTP port number is 80, right? You can take HTTP. This is 80 port. Anywhere I want to access, this is your HTTP. And if you want to use Jenkins also, Jenkins port number also same 8080. So we can see that how to use same port, how to change the Tomcat port to other port. So we can see that in coming classes. So let's try to, it will take some time to activate. So meanwhile, I can fix the test issue maybe, is error. So we can install this Nexus as well. So same process. So if you want to use Nexus, you need to use, okay, Java. You have to install Java. So initially I installed Java. So I will share important commands so you can keep it with you. Right. So
जैसे मैं बोला था दस रहे हमको इम्पोर्टेंट
right. So this is helpful to install Java, and these are the commands for Maven and cloning the repo. Okay, so I will share this our chart. You can use it for the installation. Okay, just note down, just take it. So I mentioned our chart. So for the Nexus installation, you have to add the Nexus user. So I want to add Nexus user. So sorry, I'll run the same commands. Sorry for that. So if you want to add Nexus user, so you can add this command user add. So I'm adding Nexus user to access this OPT Nexus folder. I'm creating one folder and I'm providing the access to the Nexus user. I created an Nexus user simply. So, and I'm adding this Nexus users to sudoers file. You know, in Ansible level, we added sudo user, right? So we added Nexus user to access all the commands, to run all the commands without any password. So I'm adding Nexus user entry into sudoers file. Okay, so using this file, we can do that. And after that, what I'm doing, I'm simply downloading this Sonar Cube latest version file. So using wget. So 3.29 point version I'm downloading, and so you can note down better. So which versions you are using. So the Sonar Cube I am using 3.29.2. That's what, right? I'm using this Sonar Cube. So 29 point version, and the Tomcat I have taken 10th version. Okay. And Maven I have taken the 3.29 version. Okay. Sonar Cube also same. Okay. Next. So and the Nexus I have taken Sonatype Nexus. Okay. 3.229.2. So the company Maven is from Apache and the Nexus is from Sonatype. Okay. So 808. So the Nexus is downloaded. If you see, let's go to, yes, here you can see it is downloaded, and create one folder under OPT. So we'll create it every time. So OPT is for optional. Nexus folder I created, and now I want to extract this. Okay, to the this file to OPT location. Okay, let me extract. Now it is extracted. Okay, if you see that, so cd opt nexus, all the files are extracted, right? So now you can provide same uh, for the Nexus user. I'm providing the opt nexus folder permission. You can directly access, and you can update this file. You can update this opt nexus binary nexus.rc file. You can provide user is nexus. User is nexus. So I want to nexus user to do this all the changes, and other important file. So you have to update this. How to update this file opt nexus.vmotions file. So you have to update. Okay, this sonar cube. So just go down. So current location. So you can remove the dots. Okay, double dots to single dot. That's it. We have to edit this. That's you can save the file. So now you can start your nexus. You can use the command. So opt nexus bin start nexus. The version of JVM must be 1.8. So let me install 1.8 Java as well. So install, yeah, 1.8 Java. So the Nexus is supporting only 1.8, the current version Nexus. Let's try to start it. Now the Nexus is starting. So Nexus is running on which port? Nexus is running on the 8081 port. So you can take the IP address of your system, okay, your computer, and you can try to check with 8080. Right, the Nexus is starting. So this is your Nexus front view, right? So you can sign into the Nexus. Okay, you can sign into the Nexus. The username is admin, password is also admin, password is password. So username is admin, password is located under this file. Okay, so let's take this. So cat, this is the password. So this is the token password. Okay, and take it and provide it here. Okay, okay, you have logged. So this is your, yeah, you can provide your new password. For example, I want to provide the same password as a new as well. Let me click on next and enable anonymous access and finish. So this is your Nexus. So where you can upload your artifacts. So what is artifact? How we can upload it? We can see that in tomorrow class. And to install Sonar Cube, so we install Nexus. To install Sonar Cube, you can follow few commands. We can discuss those also tomorrow. So what I will do, I will provide these commands. Okay, you can try to install it. So these are the commands for installation of Nexus. I shared our chart. You can keep it. And the Tomcat also it will get installed, but some issues there. I will try to fix it. So we can meet tomorrow. We can continue these tools. Okay. The basic building blocks. Once those are done, we can go to the Kubernetes again. Okay. Yeah. Once these are done, we can go to the Kubernetes and the Jenkins, and we can have the projects. So on these pending items, so we can discuss. Yeah. You can collect the sample resumes from the management. Okay. Hey guys, we can meet tomorrow. Thank you.